All right, whenever you are ready.
I'm sure most of you are familiar with the frustration of standing behind someone in line who has absolutely no idea what he's going to order. And we all know how it goes. He'll stand, and he'll tap his foot, and he'll stroke his chin. He'll ponder, and ponder, and ponder over whether he wants a Sprite or a sweet tea, something that won't affect him 30 minutes later. But he considers it as carefully as he would consider which wire to cut in defusing a bomb. The only difference is there's no clock ticking towards his doom. The only clock is that of your patience. You've been waiting and waiting, knowing what you want to order for the past 10 minutes, and yet he ponders. He ponders. Now, you could punch this person, make your order, and leave, and probably no one would be upset. In fact, a lot of people might thank you. But I'm asking y'all to consider that there might be a lot more to this person than just their inescapable, undefeatable indecisiveness. Because once you know more about this person, you might not want to punish them quite as badly. I tell you this because I am one of those people, and I would really rather not be punched. So, that being said, I was born in Orlando, Florida, which I don't really remember at all, because when I was 2 years old, my family moved to Dallas, Texas, which I love because Texas is the greatest state ever. While I was living in Texas, that was essentially the formative years of my childhood, where I spent time with my brother, and I discovered very quickly that I loved cartoons and video games, because my brother and I would spend time watching cartoons like Dexter's Laboratory and Johnny Bravo, and we played Super Smash Brothers all the time, and he won all the time. It was also in Dallas where I figured out how much I loved my brother. I didn't realize at the time that he would become such a role model and an inspiration to me, but I just loved spending time with him. When I was 7 years old, we moved to Tampa, Florida, where I started to attend 5-star Redeemer Lutheran School, which was a really tiny school. My class was 24 people, and that was the largest class out of all of them. It was there that I met my first two truly close friends, Trey and Scott. And together, the three of us would spend time doodling and coming up with stories and all sorts of creative things. And I figured out there how much I loved being creative and coming up with new things. I also discovered in Tampa my love of music when I started taking piano lessons from a woman named Bobby Hall, who was not only a great teacher but a great friend to both me and my mom, which is important because my mom is incredible. And while I was in Tampa, that was when I started going to see movies with my mom, like all the time. And that's something that I still love doing today. And I know a lot of people would say a teenager going to movies with his mom is so lame, but I can tell you that I'm actually much lamer than that even. I love Disney movies. They're fantastic. And even if that makes me less manly, I think they're great. So, when I was 12 years old, we moved here to Atlanta, where I started coming to Whitfield Academy. Awesome school. I met some incredible friends here who really have helped me grow ever since I came. And also, since we came to Atlanta, my interest in music has just skyrocketed. I finally decided that that's what I want to do with my life. I would kind of like to be a conductor, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I joined the marching band and the jazz band, and that got me interested in different instruments besides just the piano. And I also experimented with jazz improvisation on the piano, though I wasn't very good at it, and I didn't learn much over the year that I studied because I could never get into it. So now I've kind of done a pinwheel and gone back to classical music, and I think that that's what I would like to do. Something else that was a really important change in my life when I came to Atlanta was I got a lot more serious about my faith, especially since sophomore year when we took a trip to Sharp Top, our annual trip that we've been going on for the past 6 years now. But there was something different about that one year, and God really moved in my heart in a way that I didn't expect and can't explain. And ever since then, He's been teaching me that it's not really about me. He's been helping me grow through my good friends at Whitfield and through my friends at Buckhead Church, and just an environment of good, great people, including my brother and my mom. When I was a sophomore, my brother moved off to college, and that was something that really kind of shook me because I wasn't used to not having him around, and that was a big deal for me. But it's actually grown our relationship quite a bit because now when we call one another, we have a whole lot more to talk about, and we just realize how important it is to have one another. So we're talking about a lot more important things. So, in conclusion, the next time you're standing behind someone who's super indecisive in line, try to think to yourself, maybe this person has a love of all things creative, especially piano and music. Maybe this person has wonderful friends and family who care about him and who he loves to death. Maybe this person has, thankfully, a growing relationship with God. And maybe this person's name is Kevin.MP4. If that's the case, then please don't punch me.